Do you know that law? Was it important?
So basically, now when you have a toll tag, they have to warn you, give you a heads up, letting you know that they're about to charge your card. Because
I
apparently,
agree with that
because
because they would just take
yeah,
$40 out of your account, and it was when you got to $20 limit. Like
Uh,
they always charge you $40,
yeah,
but
yeah.
when you got down to $20, they would charge you 40 again.
Oh, whoa. Is that how it went?
yeah. I didn't know. I
I
never
haven't.
had one, so
Yeah, and they wouldn't
Yeah.
say anything. They would just take it,
Yeah.
and you're like, God damn, I could drive on these highways for like the next 2.5 weeks before I need to pay you guys any more money.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they wouldn't say anything. They would just take it. It's
Like
kind of
how?
weird.
In what way do they say it? Like through email or like
Yeah, I
they
think
have
just
you give
Probably.
you
some kind of
notice?
text message,
Got
email,
you. Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
whatever the quickest way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I thought that was crazy. Out of the 70 laws from that, only one went through.
Mm-hmm. Almost kind of like it kind of reminds me. It's not the same thing, but you know how they give like a whole lot of. They just front load even like it federally. They just like front load a whole bunch of bills and laws.
Just
And then like in the mix is like the NSA, for instance, right? The NSA spying.
yeah, just like
Let's just
deep
oh
in the middle of the bill. It's
yeah,
just like,
exactly.
uh, yeah, we're just gonna slide this in there,
Yeah.
and it could be in a bill at the end of a bill,
Mm-hmm.
tacked on as like a secondary clause,
Yeah.
and like, who's really going through and reading all
Exactly.
700 of them?
Right.
Yeah.
Not the public.
Yeah.
I
So
read
you,
through some of them, just like the biggest ones. One of the biggest ones was called I think the Crown Act, where you can't how do you say it? And then when it comes to employment, you couldn't um, not hire them because of their hair. Like
Mm.
so no like discrimination.
yeah, no discrimination against any kind of hairstyle.
Oh really?
That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
There's that one they went through. I think the really other big one they went through I really liked was if a drunk driver kills a parent, they have to pay child support on the child until they
Mm.
graduate high school or turn 18.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
I think if you're a drunk driver and you kill someone, that's it for you. You should not be allowed
That's it. Like
back out. You're
Yeah.
you're dumb enough to do that even today. So how come we're not
yep.
banning
No.
cars? Like, let's
Yep.
start banning cars, right?
Yep. Everyone wants to talk about banning guns,
Yeah,
right?
let's start banning cars, bro. Cars. Oh my God, vehicle kills. Like
Oh yeah.
vehicles kill so many people every year.
Yeah.
It's one of the most dangerous things.
Yes, it
And
is.
we let people that are minors do it.
Mm-hmm.
We're like 16, you can operate that.
Mm-hmm. Just zipping by.
Yeah, horsepower government a governor on that? Nah, you can own 1,000 horsepower car at 16. Go
Mm-hmm.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do 120 down the highway.
Yep.
It's
And
illegal, but you can do
that's what.
it.
Yeah. That's what they do, and you
Yeah,
see the
here they
consequences.
go flying,
Yep.
zipping.
Yep. Every day, like every day.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It is.
the big bill that hasn't passed yet that I'm interested in is the House Bill 2889. It's the Stay Married Act.
Stay married.
Stay married, yeah. So if you get married and you the only clause in this is that you cannot get divorced, right? So once you get married and then it makes your property tax go down 10%. And then if you
Mm.
have a child, it's 40%. And then if you have another child, it stacks.
Oh whoa.
So it's like a compound 40%. If you have
Wow.
10 children, 100% exemption, no property tax. If you have 10 children, Texas. That's what they're trying to pass. I
Interesting.
want that one to pass. That's a
Yeah.
fucking
How long is
huge
that
bill.
And,
one been trying to go into effect?
Uh, February 27th was when it was
Wow.
introduced.
did it get passed or is it in the process or what's
It's
the?
still in the process. I think it so. It's pending the House Ways and Means Committee.
Okay. I think that would be good to kind of
So
like.
it's at 25% progression.
Okay.
So that would be sick.
It'd be good to kind of like build back the family unit.
Yeah, that really makes people want to stay. It
Yeah.
encourages families to stay together,
Hmm.
parents to stay together,
And to also have kids.
and for people to just get married in general. There was no
Yeah.
like real incentive for the government to be involved in you being married to someone.
Hmm.
But now, like, yeah, because I told your brother about it, and
Yeah.
he doesn't want to get married for jack shit. He thinks it's such a scam. When I
Right.
told him about that, he's like, "Shit, I'll start planning right now." He's like, "Tax reduction? Shit, sign me up."
Yeah.
Real quick.
I was like, "Damn."
Yeah,
For real.
that's
That's a
nice.
that's a good one. Things like that help families stay to the government gets involved because you get married and you have to do your license, but also they're like, okay, well, we'll step out of like taking all your money.
Mm-hmm.
That shit would save me $5,000 a year if I had a 100% exemption.
Mm-hmm.
That passes, I'll be pumping out kids left and right.
Mm-hmm.
One a year for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, you won't be the
Boy.
one popping them out, but
Well, I'll be pumping them in. I'll be dumping them in. Golly. What else? You want to just bring it on in?
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Sean.
Is it
68.
episode 68? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
is it
live.
live?
We're ready
Oh,
to go.
hell
Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah,
already
yeah.
live. Episode 68. The Smoke Circle Pod, a special guest in the back. One and only Zoe in the back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Out here with another special.
Fine Labor Day
Hell yeah,
edition.
special edition. Recently
Speaking-
turned 30.
Yeah, man.
Co-host.
Oh.
Oh, AF. Oh, shoot.
Got gray hairs on his balls now.
Are we busting that one out right now or today?
Right off the rip.
Right off rip.
God damn.
Only one way to do it.
This might only be like a 45-minute episode. But
See how long we can last.
listen, okay, I've already like not slept. Damn, my fucking torch is outside.
Do I need to go get it?
Nah, we'll be okay.
Okay.
I got a lighter.
Golly.
Ooh, that little flick lighter.
Fidget spinner.
Yeah,
Which
the
is like a
fidget
stick.
For
spinner.
real?
Yeah, okay, whoa. Thick as fuck.
Golly. Diamond Donuts? Is that the what was my
Diamond Donuts.
Diamond Donuts. Flour, live resin, 68%.
Holy fuck. Zooming.
2 grams of flour, 1 gram of live resin in there. Diamond Donuts. Pure diamond flour and cherry pie live resin.
Holy fuck, bro.
I'm glad we're gonna start like this. But
We gonna make it through.
We gonna make it through.
we'll be live 8 minutes, so like,
Okay.
I mean, we got 2/3 of it already out of the way now.
We'll see if we can keep ourselves together. Also, that we need the smoke. We need the little logo up here too.
My bad. Yes, sir.
It's all good. Hell yeah,
So
special
the alien
edition.
hat up there.
It's a tinfoil hat, sometimes you just gotta have that.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, man. No, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was just about to say I believe that the U.S. has even released more documents
I heard
about
about
Mm-hmm. They
uh,
have.
UFO and
I heard they made a website. Like
a
we
whole
can just
thing.
go look at it now.
Really? Is it from the Is it from the government
Yeah.
though? .gov
I
or
don't know
whatever
if
it may be,
well,
but
yeah, I guess that would be considered a government website, right? Just .gov.
yeah.
I didn't look at that. I was reading something about it and it said something.
Mm-hmm. I just say that just to kind of be like, oh well, if it's a government website, then they
If
can
it's a
put
.gov
whatever they
site,
want.
Yeah.
They can put whatever they want, even if it's real. They can twist it in their own narrative.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you control the platform, if you control the website or
Mhm.
any media, you can tell your story
Yeah.
and make you believe any type of thing you want.
Yeah, because so we were when we were at the hunting camp, a bunch of us were talking about it, and man, them motherfuckers got me into. I gotta be a prepper again. Like they're all preparing, like they're buying solar panels and everything. Like they're getting ready.
Yeah, John was saying something about that. I heard him talking with RJ last night about these people. RJ's friends were like preppers.
Not really preppers, but like kinda.
Yeah.
Not full on like the show you used to watch,
Yeah.
preppers,
Mm.
but
Mm-hmm.
like they are being prepared for it,
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
and makes me get
What are
into
they
it.
saying?
What exactly are we preparing for though? What is?
So apparently, with the shutdown stuff we talked about, the government wanting to shut back down
Oh yeah,
for
through
COVID,
yeah.
they
Schmo
want to shut off the food supply,
Mm.
and that's going to cause like a mass panic.
Mm.
I don't think they're going to do it yet. They want to shut it down, right, with the COVID protocols so that they could get back to um, mail-in ballots for next year's election.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's what they want.
Yeah. Wow. So they
They
kind
want
of
to.
say
They want to start in December. The shutdown would take so long, and through all the mandates and everything, they would go back to all the full protocol mandates, and it would take up until after the voting of next year. That's what they want to do. They want to make it last so that we have to do mail-in ballots so that they can re-rig it again.
Oh yeah, of course.
But we can't say that because that didn't actually happen. That's why
no
Trump's
like
in prison, is because he did what every losing presidential candidate's ever done and said, I want to recount. It was okay when Hillary did it literally 4 years prior to that. She said, I want a recount of the votes because I don't think Trump won. And they immediately recounted all the votes.
try to find something. I mean,
Yeah, and now he's saying that it was allegedly rigged.
yeah.
And they're saying, no, that never happened. That's
course
false,
not.
and you can't say that, and that hurts people's feelings. So now we're going to have to lock you up.
Oh, of course not, right? Like.
Gracias.
Yeah. Yeah, they're.
Camera's been a little funky.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. No, but it's just all wild. I mean, I was listening to a podcast, Joe Rogan and Dave Smith, last week, and they were kind of talking about how like never in like the history of the United States has it ever been okay for mail-in ballots, and then all of a sudden with this last election, now it's the norm, and now they're pushing. Now they say we need the mail-in ballots and everything. It's all rigged, man. It's all a shame, man. It's all a sham.
What's crazy is when they total up the amount of people in the population, right?
Oh.
And then they total up the amount of votes that they got.
Mm.
There's more votes than there are people in the U.S.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. There were more votes cast in the 2020 election than there were people in the U.S.
What the hell?
What? Really?
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that. Like, they're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, under the.
Yeah, if you total
the
up the amount of
guys.
votes for Trump and the amount of votes for Biden and you add them together, it's greater than the U.S. population.
Is it?
Yeah, typically on average, there's like, I don't know,
330 million ish.
in the U.S., right?
Yeah.
And there's like, I don't know, 3.5 million people that are dead that vote every year.
Do they do? But is but the dead people that vote, are they the people that have died since the election was, have died in between the?
No,
Oh wow.
no. People that died that have like been dead for 10 years and
Oh,
they're
I
still
see.
voting
I see. Yeah.
from the grave.
I think those
Crazy.
numbers aren't really being put out there on the TV, or
Of course they're not. No.
It's behind the scenes. Everything is behind the scenes, behind the smoke and mirrors, and that's all it is. And they demonize this smoke.
They demonize this smoke to put a mirror in your face.
Yeah. And they make you hate yourself through.
Actually, they demonize it by putting a mirror in your face.
They demonize it by. They demonize what exactly?
Smoking
Okay.
The
We-
lettuce,
uh-huh.
that devil's
The
lettuce.
devil's lettuce.
Get that out of my face.
No, they do make it seem like the marijuana is the worst thing that has ever happened. Or I just find it interesting that like we just accept drinking, right? We just accept the alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And it's just normal. It's just like whatever. No one even bats an eye, even if it's like liquor or beer
doesn't
or
matter.
wine. It's but at the same, and then it's like, oh, but weed, it's the devil's lettuce, right? It's like it's
Yeah, that's from.
But why is it? Because it's against the law, or
I
to follow, to follow the narrative or
It's just
follow
the
the
image that
society?
they gave us on there.
It's
Yeah,
the
but
image
why
that
do
the
they give
government
that?
gave it. Yeah.
Yeah, but why exactly, right? It's the image that they put upon, they portray on
Well,
canvas,
because-
but why is that?
So, I would say that socially, right, drinking alcohol is typically a like your culture specific, right?
Yeah,
Like you
in
don't see
Germany.
you don't see like drinking cross culturally
Correct.
in the U.S., right? Like between like
Oh.
Black Americans and white Americans and stuff.
Do they drink together?
No, it's typically a little bit more separated. But smoking weed is typically
Oh, it's communal. It
is
brings people
far
together.
more communal than drinking, is what
A
I'm
lot
getting
more
at.
social. Any
Right.
violence? What do you see? Violence and shootings.
And what you see is that
What drugs are they on?
they want us
Alcohol.
they want us out against each other more,
Yep.
right? Because
Yep.
if everybody's together, it's
Yep.
just too.
Too powerful.
Then we're
One
going,
united strength.
nah. Did you guys see the load of shit? And then everybody's on the same page. They all saw it. They all see that it's a load of shit.
One united front will always be the biggest competitor to the national elites, or you know.
Yeah.
And so the corporations and like the head guys.
They're fucking it up by bringing us like to the same wealth levels where they're taking
where-
out all the middle area and they're only gonna have the upper and lower class.
Mm-hmm.
That's not gonna last long.
It's not. I mean, I really kind of talk about it a lot on the pod, but it's like I do think there will be, or I don't know if there will be, but I do tend to think, what's the end result of all this? What are we
Yeah.
going towards? Or does a revolution need to happen?
I don't
Like-
know that it's gonna be a revolution. It's gonna be more of a class war.
Class war, and how does that look in the 21st century and with
Yeah, what does
social
that look
media?
like a class war?
Yeah, is it with guns? And I don't think
Absolutely,
I
because
do.
we still have them. That's why they want them so bad.
Yes, Reed, but I also think natural or the future warfare is not going to be with guns necessarily, or like battlefront, frontline soldiers. It's going to be probably more digital, like meaning like they probably take your like China has a
Well, here's the thing.
national
Like,
social score.
the thing is like they're gonna try that, right? But that's going to end up into a physical attack.
Okay,
It's
so
gonna
they're going to
have
go
to.
digital, and then they're going to go.
Yeah, it's going to go
physical
from
with the-
digital to physical. Because
Where are they gonna be
as soon as
victimized?
as soon as they decide that hey, money's not really a thing anymore. It's just a number in a system.
on a screen.
And then they
exactly,
go,
yeah.
okay, well now we're just going to take all that away because we have it, and now there's really nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And you just work for us, and we'll give you what you need, and that's where that's too far gone.
Yeah.
Then it has to come back to physical because that's the only means.
Yeah, and I kind of think about when you say all that, it kind of like makes me think of like who's kind of controlling all that, and I think it would be like the federal, the banking system,
The Federal Reserve.
the Federal Reserve. Thank you. And like, it's not federally owned. It's owned
It's
by
not-
a family.
Yeah, it's the Rothschilds.
That's insane that the Rothschilds own currency and money. Like
They own the Federal Reserve banking system.
They own us all in a way, on all our
Right.
assets. Pretty wild to
The
think
fact
about.
that our money isn't actually backed by like a physical thing anymore is what's really scary to me.
And you know what? It kind of like,
When I found that out that it's backed by debt, it really just I was like, it hurt my head. I had to be like, wait a minute, what? Like, I don't actually understand how that works. And I think it really doesn't work.
No, it does.
I
It
think
doesn't make
I think they
sense.
just say that it works,
Yes.
and it's just we're already in like oh, here's some fun coupons.
Yes, yes. They play by their own rules. They make up like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Life is just kind of like a game. They make the rules, right? And so if they're just playing a game and you make the rules, you can set up the game or
Yeah,
to make you win.
And the
Just
currency is just like
variable
it's-
rules.
it's a made up
made
barter item,
Yeah.
right? It just makes bartering easier because that's basically what you're doing is when
We
you're
assign
buying and
value to
selling,
it.
you're bartering, right?
Okay, okay.
Holy shit! Let's put the brakes on it.
Yeah. Bet.
Throw it in that tube. It'll go
Okay,
out.
bet. Yeah, but like you were saying, they're
Yeah, it's just like an easier thing for bartering, right? Because back in the day, you'd barter with gold coins and silver because that was something that was like tangibly valuable, and it used to not even be like. It used to be a measured weight of gold, like for each thing, because that gold technically you can melt that down to produce a valuable or whatever it was you
it's
wanted
a
to
physical
do with it.
commodity. It's a physical
Yeah,
item.
it was an actual physical, yeah, like you said, commodity. And if somebody didn't want gold, like you could barter like, this is really lame, but like 2 chickens and a goat for like
Still do it in
a
Georgia.
wagon
the
or some
country.
shit. They're like, yeah, give me 2 goats and a chicken,
Mm-hmm.
you know, or like, oh, well, I need like some other crafted shit or something else that somebody makes.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be kind of cool to see it go back to that.
I know. Kind of thought about it too, bro.
They still do that in Georgia, the country. It's a very poor country in Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
And I saw a documentary though, and it was it was a short film actually, and they kind of just followed this Georgian guy, and he's leaving out of his van, basically bartering stuff, trading stuff. You know, I'll trade a pair of shoes that's been handed down like 10 different times for how many chickens. I think he works for chickens, I believe. I forget exactly, so that's on me. But basically, he like gets he pays, or he's getting chickens or something like this. I forget. But the point is, bartering is still
Yeah.
they still do it today. It's still happening present day on this earth.
Like, really what's going to happen is like if there was like a kind of societal collapse, it would go back to that, right? Like if the government took away the money and was like, it's not there, the people are going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'll take gold again.
No, before they think that, if they say, "Oh, money doesn't exist," or "I take it all,"
Oh, it's going to be a pit.
oh, they're not gonna think about that. No, they're gonna be, "Fuck you, we're coming strong.
Yeah.
We're coming with
But
force."
you got to think, like, when that happens and people can't get food from a grocery store because there's no money anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to get crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And like I feel like the majority of the population is gonna be dead in about like 3 weeks to 4 weeks. If they cut off our food supply or however we can get our food, it's like 3 to 4 weeks because nobody really knows how to survive anymore, like off anything.
I couldn't. If
Like
you
grow
just
some
put me,
veggies.
dude, if you put me out in the wilderness, out in the forest, dude, I'm lasting maybe a week if I'm lucky, and even then, I'll probably last a couple days.
Nah,
Nah, man.
you're smart, dude. I think you got it. You can figure it out.
Yeah, but man, I don't know, man. That would be the hardest. That would be the
Yeah.
hardest, truest test of my character and just like my
Damn.
will to live ever on this earth. On if that actually did happen, but that would just be wild. But
That's why
I
people
don't think I
prep
could do
for it
it.
and shit, man. It's
couldn't
just
do it.
I don't know.
And that's why I watched this thing about like the Sentinelese, and so like they're the island who basically still are primitive, and they recently were in the news when it was a couple years ago, they killed an American guy trying to visit them, and they just speared him or beat him to death or whatever it may be. And so they basically are very wary of outsiders, and basically they still kind of hold on to because of that, they still hold on of their way back hunter gatherer thousands and thousands of years ago, wherever it may be, and so it's just like interesting, like those are still people, like we really do come from
That is
from
crazy that there
like,
is still people that like.
yeah, there's still people out there, hunter and gatherers, the Sentinelese Island, which is I think is off.
Wow.
It's in the Indian
And
Ocean.
there's some Amazon tribes like that too, right?
Oh yeah,
A
in
bunch of
deep in the
tribes.
Amazon too. Yeah, there's a whole yeah.
That's
They're in
wild.
there, man. They're in there, deep in the
That's
Amazon.
wild that we're like, we were a primitive species at one point. Like we had to be, and people say we wouldn't. We weren't.
Hmm.
I don't. There's no way you could not. Like there's still primitive tribes
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
of people.
Yeah, yeah. And I just think about that, like history, and like you think of like human development on a scale. So like even before then, it was something else, and so you got hunter and gatherers, and then you look at us, and like where do we look in the future? And it's just all I think about is just thinking about like technology and like it just. I think you're gonna become connected to the phone or some
Yeah.
electronical device and just become one of the computer. Basically, like that time lapse of the Instagram guy where it showed like the and it basically showed like that exact thing, like this scale and like the human development and from beginning to end, or I don't even know if it's the end, but
So do you think that maybe like, you know how they say there's been like people before us, right? Like
yeah,
other humans before us that just like got super evolved and just left or something.
yeah,
What if that's like how that happens, right? We just get so integrated that we leave, right? And like we just erase all the data of us ever being here, and then that those primitive tribes start to retake over. Do they go through the same steps and back through all the
they would
ages of their
still
own?
it would still probably look something close, or I would, this is just my theory, but I think it would look something close to the way it kind of played out. And I kind
Right.
of think about what you just said, and like a big step back in human development would be the burning of the Library of Alexandria,
Yeah.
and just all that knowledge
Just gone.
just gone in a fire, and then just thousands, what do we say, thousands of, I forget, but like thousands of years of wisdom and
Yeah,
just
and
gone.
well, it's like,
And I kind of think though, Reed, just to kind of go back on the aliens, I think that's why we see more alien sightings, or we're just more aware of them,
bro,
because
swear
they see
to
the future
God,
and they
these
see where we're
guys.
going, and it's like they're going to an end. These species are basically like suiciding themselves. They're, as a species, we're basically kind of
Yeah.
becoming corrupted, sick, and they kind of also disconnected while being connected to artificial reality or the phone, or it looks as like the
Yeah.
phone right now, but it's going to morph into something much more deeper and darker and sinister, I believe.
Damn. A couple thoughts off of that. Have you ever seen that? Like, because then what happens to like the orangutans and stuff, right? Because since they're going through like, they're hunting with like primitive weapons at this point, like with spears. Like
Mm.
there's a photo of a orangutan hanging out over a river on a branch.
Mm.
Can you pause that, sir? Thank you.
No, but it's good.
Cardi
No,
B
I
just,
got
Cardi
Cardi
B just
coming in
came
clutch.
bro.
Damn.
She had a
Dancing
drop.
like an orangutan, but you got orangutans dancing to Cardi B, and they get, and you think no, but you think like with the, I think like the the gorilla, right?
fuck?
The gorilla and a baby it's in a zoo, so it's kind of sad, right? But you got a gorilla really putting her hand out and
Oh
like for a
yeah.
baby, right? I still think that gorillas are connected, right? And they recognize the innocence. There's something about looking at babies, especially right now, right? And it's
Yeah.
very, it's innocent, pure. It's something different than like looking through an adult's eyes, and it's
Yeah,
like,
I see what you're saying there.
yeah, gorillas kind of. I mean, so gorilla. We're just taking gorillas as an example. Is like
Right.
an animal,
Yeah.
So it's like you got a gorilla looking at a baby, and it's like it's still able to connect on an emotional level, and then we're aliens. I just believe, right? They see the future, but as a species, humans are being not really being able to connect with that basic
Right.
human uh, force. You see that in the breakdown in the family home, where there's, you know, single mother households,
So,
and
there,
it's disconnected.
there was
Yeah.
like they had a UFO sighting this weekend at our fucking hunt camp, bro.
Oh
The
really?
guys saw a UFO fly. We took a fucking video of it
Okay.
at the camp that I was at.
You
Mm.
did?
I didn't see it personally. It was on the other side of the building for me, but they were standing out in the dark, and we were sitting around the thing playing guitar and stuff, and they were all over there, and bro, they all freaked out. The dude took a video of it. It was all of these dots lined up, and they just like were moving fast as fuck across the sky.
No.
Then they got to like a darker point, like when there was no stars, and they just started disappearing
No.
one by one.
shit.
They took a video of these
No.
lights going by, and it looks like a beam, dog, because they're so moving so fast.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
Shit
man?
was
That
crazy,
what?
dog.
How many dots did he say? Like roughly?
There
Like
was
do you
like
remember?
I don't know.
So
Yeah,
you look at
40
things
or
like that,
something.
right?
Whoa.
You look at things like that and you
The
know
scale.
how far are they from you to where it looks like that, you know? Like,
Dog, they looked. There was
Close
just
enough
dots,
to-
and it was like a. They looked like a beam, like on the video. It was crazy.
They're
And they
taking
shot it there.
something
Like
from
I've seen
us.
the dudes. Like he took it on his phone, and I've seen it on his phone, in like a little like minute.
yeah.
Because they like came back around and were telling us about it. If I can show us the video.
Now, on a deeper level, though, Reed, honestly, do you think the aliens are visiting us? Right? You think about what they're doing, right? They're taking
100%,
pictures,
yeah.
right? But do they care? Okay, so my question is, are the aliens just looking at people and taking information from people, or do they not give a fuck about people and they're just maybe just mapping out the terrain for whatever reason for their own self,
So,
I
you
feel
know,
like
progression, or do they
to-
care about us?
To
or
us, I
what's-
think we're interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I feel like they're
We're too
studying
interesting.
humans.
Yeah, they're too interested. I mean, we have all kinds of shit. Like
See, I
a
would be too if
gasoline
it was an
engine
alien.
would be
Okay.
some kind of a impressive. Like, damn, they have this thing,
Ah.
and they fucking. It's such a different technology than what they
Ah.
have.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh wow, they harvest a mineral
Holy fuck.
and turn it into a liquid,
Right.
process it heavily, put it here, distribute it. People put it into this car or this item, and then it has like all this combustion and shit. Because they're looking at all of that.
Right.
They're not just
Mhm.
looking at like the new model fucking Ford, right? That's not what they're looking at.
No, exactly, man.
They're
Yeah,
like,
studying humans, bro.
hmm.
How we
Mm.
do things. How we.
yeah. So I feel like once they understand one part, they're gonna start studying up that part more. Like it's,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they're very interested, apparently, in like nuclear military bases, because a lot more people have stories out of bases like that of UFOs
Yeah.
and like nuclear subs and stuff. They like and power plants. They all get more frequented by UFOs. Probably because it's I would assume like a fairly rare mineral or energy.
You got,
right? And so I think they can pick up on that energy and they're interested in that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some part of our life form kind of helps them in some capacity in another part of their life or in their life.
Right, it's
in
probably
general.
interesting. I mean, if we could go study a whole other species and be like, oh shit, they do this with that.
Right.
If we
Yeah,
could
yeah.
find some of that, then we
Right.
could do this.
Think about different planets, though, right? So you got us, right? We got
no,
kinda-
there's no
we-
other planets. There's flat.
but there's we kind of look down upon like who gives a fuck about Pluto or Neptune, Mars, right? Because there's no one there, so there's nothing interesting, right?
Right, but
Other
who knows,
planets
like,
have fucking aliens like that, kind of like looking upon us and being like, "Yo, we have information that in a galaxy this way, which we can get there, through
Bro,
our
how
own
wild do you
evolution."
think it
There's
would
so
be
many different possibilities.
if there is like a civilization on Mars somehow, and then like
Oh, there's probably
start
like life forms, like
going back and forth with it, like that would be
cellular.
weird. To have like a
There
whole
was, like,
other
actual life on Mars.
yeah. If there was
Mhm.
like Martians on
Yeah.
like an
Oh,
intelligent
straight up
life,
Yeah.
I
that'd
think.
be kind of weird.
But what,
I mean,
bro,
hell, maybe the
wouldn't it be
aliens visit
crazy,
there
bro,
too.
if,
We
like,
wouldn't know.
If like we did that right, but they were at the beginning of their their evolution.
Oh man, that would be. And we just
we just
if we just
witnessed-
blow down there with a motherfucking rocket,
Right.
burning the atmosphere, like all kinds of crazy shit going on, they'd be like, "What the fuck?" At least the aliens we gotta do it subtle. They're like, "Oh, there might have been a crash. Nobody
Right.
knows. It was."
Are they being real subtle now with 40 different fucking lights, right? People who see it, right? They fucking know what they
That was
saw.
crazy.
And if they just keep on coming now, they're not really trying to hide it. I think they kind of give They don't give a fuck
But
if we see it or not.
yeah, I don't think
I mean, is they're like, oh, we
they
don't want
probably
to.
don't. But also at the same time, I feel like if they really didn't, it would be like one just in the midday, just chilling, observing some shit.
But at the same time, though, Reed, maybe they don't have that capability yet, right? There's a whole different scale of planets, if you will, and life forms on them, right? We got humans, aliens, and then those aliens are not the smartest in the universe. Who gives a fuck about them, man? There's other smarter universes
They
out
might
there,
be the
and that's
smartest
the
in the
whole.
dimension though.
Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe there's another. Maybe these aliens are not coming from the same places. Maybe the ones who get caught, right, are the weak ass galaxies or the weak ass aliens, right? The real motherfuckers going stealth, going in ninja mode, right? Don't even know, right? Because they got that capability.
Or
So
what are the
You
ones?
never know.
What if the ones that are
no, it's
visiting
infinite.
us?
It's
Well, that
infinite.
would be
That's the whole concept
that
of
would be harvesting like the
infinity.
fourth dimension because we can't perceive
But
it.
even then, Reed, it's just fucking infinite, right? So
It's yeah, and then
that's
there's
the whole
one above
definition. I
them. It's
just broke it
so
down.
bro.
That's infinite.
Yeah.
So you just got whole different
Make your
life
fucking brain
forms and
fry.
no, exactly. But it's
Melted me, bro.
no, but
I
there's
melted
different levels
myself.
to the
Yeah.
game. But so I just don't want that to get like lost
No,
in the whole conversation. But which we
because
can see, then we can
something that
really
was
talk
on
about. But
a
it's
two-dimensional plane could not
goes
perceive a
deeper.
third dimension
Mm-hmm.
because they wouldn't even know what it looked like.
Yeah, they wouldn't know. They don't have the perspective to see that, right?
Right? They don't understand how it will work, and them breaking through would be into
That's the whole flat Earth
our
too.
plane,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yeah, it's just misnomers, and I mean, I'm not trying to talk too. I mean, I can't whatever. I kind of am, but like that's the whole concept of flat Earth, right? Kind of like got me thinking of like flat Earth because if you don't have the right perspective, then you can definitely say that Earth is flat. That's why everyone thought the Earth was flat, a couple hundred
Right.
years ago because by their perspective they can see that, oh shit, maybe at this perspective we know a little bit more. But then there goes to another level where just because you can see the Earth is round doesn't mean you're fully evolved. And there's motherfuckers out there who can really shut your shit down and be like, oh no, like you got way different capabilities and you can just do a lot more, right? When I'm talking about aliens or like just different ideals or yeah, actions you can take as a human now. We don't have to. I don't believe we have to go with the phone, right? Who's to say we really do have to go with the phone and be like connected to the phone but
Yeah.
not disconnected? There's an actual choice you can make each day to actually honestly just show up and be present with people,
Because
honestly.
that's not like a fourth dimension. That's just another realm of existence,
Mm.
more or less. Like it's still coexisting with us right now because we all kind of have one, right? We all
Mm-hmm.
kind of have a social profile,
Social credit score, right?
like a digital alternative to ourselves, right? Kind of weird to fucking think about it.
Oh, that's. I think it's kind of like the word. That's kind of like you're kind of like breaking down into infinite ideas, right? And like, yes, there's an infinite and simulation theory. Or I don't know if this is the same thing, right? But like, if you really think about it, there's a universe out there that's actually living the same actions at the same time with
Yeah, it could be just a
this
tad different.
pause, and it's just like that.
Yes.
And so it's like that would be infinite, and then that's just a little too much for the human mind to grasp. I think because
Like
that would be
infinity,
too. That's
people
just
say it all the time, but I don't think they ever really grasp
you would
what
never
that
be able
is.
to, right?
You can't even perceive it
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
because it's basically like saying everything
That's our limit.
that
That's
ever
our.
could happen did.
Mm-hmm. Which who's to say it didn't?
Anything any way
Yeah, who's to say it
did
hasn't?
happen.
Yeah,
That's
I
but
mean,
that's talking about like parallel
exactly,
dimensioning.
exactly, and that's like a little too far
That would
out
be
for
the
the
fourth
human.
dimension. Would be our infinite probability of everything happening. I feel like.
Would it? I don't even know how that would break down, honestly, but it would be, you
So I was
know,
melted back there. I don't think you kept up with this.
zooted and booted. Hell yeah, loose like a goose.
Golly.
Shouts out to Little Boozy,
Bro,
especially
you ever thought
initially.
about like how like the aliens they're the ones are they're visiting or whatever keep coming to Earth are like at their top tier of evolution, bro. Like they're the ones that are the farthest out of like the whole.
Well,
universe.
obviously, some of them are, but that's what kind of what Sean was saying is that you would never be able to perceive that they existed because they would hide it so well,
Mm.
Mm.
right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like the real motherfuckers, who's to say
Yeah,
that
like the
they're just
ones
going so fast and that you can't really see it, right?
that
If
would.
you're really trying to be like, there's different levels to the alien game, if
Yeah.
you will, right? So you got like motherfuckers who only get caught. Those are the weak ass motherfuckers. Maybe there is maybe they're not looking at Earth, but there is other dimensions or other planets with life forms that are so good that they're even above that way, where they don't get caught. For instance, they have some other type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just it's just a concept of evolution and basically like
Yeah.
if there's actually infinite, there's different you know capabilities. It's infinite. It's
Yeah.
the whole idea.
Because that would be like the equivalent of, like you said, us landing a fucking rocket on Mars. We wouldn't be very stealthy if there was something there, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly
All
that.
the technology we have right now. No.
Exactly. So us trying to do something like that would be.
But even this, can I just talk? Can I get
No, go ahead.
switch it up? But can I do the same thing where we always talk about space, right? But at the end of the day, I really do think maybe even life forms, right? I really do think so. But oceans and the Earth, we're looking so up there, fucking on our on our own Earth. Excuse me. Then you got motherfuckers out here with the ocean and the vastness of that, and you got like what 7% that can it's
I
been
think we've.
explored. Even then, I
Yeah, it's
don't think
like
it's that high. I don't think it's even
15%.
that
It's
high.
like 15%, I think.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Even then,
It's tiny. That's nothing.
I think it's in single digits, but whatever
Really?
it may be. Oh yeah, for sure. If you think
Yeah,
the
because
depth,
think about it.
you can't go down
I
there.
didn't really realize that, but that submarine that imploded,
It had no chance.
like, that's crazy that we can supposedly like withstand the vacuum of space, right? Which should be so great that it would rip anything apart. But we cannot like find a way to have a submersible in water from the immense pressure that it creates.
Oh yeah,
Like we
yeah,
can't
it's too,
we can't even protect ourselves from like the deepest parts of the water.
not even close. That's how strong the fucking what is it? The square per inch, whatever
Yeah,
unit of
PSI,
measurement.
yeah.
PSI, yeah, exactly. Like how strong that is, right? You can't fucking. It had no chance to go down there, and I don't know
That's
what
crazy.
they're thinking honestly, but just we don't have the not right now the tools to build a craft that could
Withstand
withstand
that,
that.
yeah. But we can
Exactly.
build a craft that can withstand outer space,
Sort of a little bit to our perspective,
which is kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, but yeah, our relative space. Yeah, sure enough, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Because we haven't even been like successful in sending like probes to the bottom, right? Like
No,
very
not,
rarely of sending
no.
it
I
to
think
the
there
bottom.
is one time that they sent a little submarine, no one on it,
Yeah,
to the deepest part of the
Mariana Trench.
exactly, like all the way deep down in there, the deepest part of the ocean.
Yeah,
So, but that was like a little thing, little blob, doop, little dot. Think of it like a
Yeah.
grain of salt in a
yeah, and they were like looking
whole
at the sand at the very, very bottom or
gallon.
some shit.
Yeah, it's insane. It's not even close.
That's so crazy
And
to me, dude.
yeah, it's wild to think about, but it's probably more than that gallon by far. It's just so vast, right?
Yeah.
Even that we can't. It's even undershooting. That's how fucking.
Dude, I've heard some really strange theories on the Earth, like even more recently. Like, there's a guy that studies magnetic fields,
Mhm.
and he says that the half life of the Earth's magnetic field is like 1,400 years or something.
Okay.
So, and I'm no scientist or mathematician. Let me just put that there, because I don't know what math he did, but his conclusion
Way
is
over
that the Earth couldn't be more than like 25 million years old, simply because of the magnetic field would have to double up every 1,400 years, to the point where at like 25 million years it would have been so strong that it would have been like just a ball of like lava or some shit.
Okay. Yeah, man.
So Yeah, like 25 million years, which is kind of crazy when there's like.
When you say those numbers, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like 25 million, what does that even mean? I don't even know how long the Earth. I really honestly don't. But even when you say those numbers, like what does that even mean, right? Like
Yeah.
I want to say like kind of gives me like an idea of like we recently found like dinosaur tracks in a state park here in Texas not too long ago, and like I don't know how,
Mm-hmm.
but like with the drought and everything, and they found those footprints of like dinosaurs, and it looks big, like it looks like a fucking, I don't know what,
Yeah.
but like a legit. And I was like, how does that even like possible? But like, or how are we just now finding it? But how is it just coming now? But like, anyway, like, because
Yeah.
it looks so big. Like,
How is
how
it
have we
so
not found
perfect
it yet?
still?
Yeah,
How has it been
exactly.
preserved for how
Yeah,
many million years?
yeah, exactly. Like,
Nothing else has ever touched this in that many million years. I
yeah,
don't believe it.
yeah. So I would want to like really understand more on like how that actually came to be, but whatever.
Now, if it was
Yeah.
like 50,000 years, I would understand.
Mm. Even then, I
Even
don't even
that's
know.
a lot.
That I don't even know, man. That shit just when you talk about those big numbers, it's just so abstract in my mind. I
They
can't even wrap my
also say that
mind around
the
it.
dinosaurs weren't killed off by like a meteor. That's what finished off the rest of them. But the air back then, they did a test on sap, and they tested the air quality of the sap. They like there was an air bubble trapped in sap, and they identified the sap for like I don't know millions of years old or something. And they tested the air quality in that sap that had been trapped,
Mm.
and the oxygen levels are like 10 times higher than they are today.
Really?
Yeah. So you see like a big ass creature with little bitty nostrils.
Mm.
That would
That's
mean that the
interesting.
air is so much more oxygen rich.
Right.
They don't have to breathe as hard
Yeah.
to be that large. And that's I mean you've seen like what's that thing? It's called the devil's something, but it looks like an old ass tree. We've talked about it before.
Has it? Okay. And and it looks like a. What is it exactly? Does it look like a?
It looks like this like the way a tree is formed like after it fossilizes or
Mm.
like
Mm.
petrifies or whatever, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
those octagonal shapes,
Okay.
and it's called
Okay.
something. So they speculate like these giant mountains are just like ancient like trees that were
Trees.
cut down and like
I can believe that.
this right.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
feel like
There's
there had
definitely
to be massive
there
stuff
has
like
to
that.
be. Yeah. I'm just thinking like our knowledge and our capability is so limited. So like anything, if you really think you
Yeah,
know it all, you're the enemy, right? Like if you really think if you really think like you can't really be idolizing anyone, right? You can't really. It kind of like goes back to kind of like God and honestly, but like you want to like put if you're just like speaking like religiously for, but like you just want to put him first, and then like you just um no, and then just like you shouldn't worship anyway. That's what I'm really trying to like. That's why anyone who says, "Oh, it'd be really fucked up if I was just like, oh, I know this, da 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 da," and be like a cult leader, right? Just
mm-hmm.
think of like a cult leader. That would be fucked up, and that's like the opposite of like what you would want to do, right? But damn, I forgot exactly what I want to say. But like, you shouldn't like. That's just the result of worshiping people,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think you should worship people. I think you should have like a higher purpose or a higher like guide.
I, I feel like but the thing about religion is what it does is it brings people together for a common like
Yeah,
a common.
communal thing, I guess you could
Mm-hmm.
say, right? Like you're just looking for community and like, I guess just like a. It sounds fucked up, but like I would just think like a safe place, but it's been like that phrase been
Well, I
corrupted
think
really,
it
but
does a
like
lot for people, especially like it
but
does
by
a
the
lot
true
for
sense of the
people that
word.
are in a hard time
Mm.
because it's
Mhm.
something that you can be there for. You can find like-minded people that are there for the same things, and you can. I feel like
Talk about similarities and shit.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
and it's like when you come into anything that you're like, well, that could help in some other way, it would be, you know,
Mhm.
like for instance, I just have some weird vibes and shit in the house, and like a little bit of like paranormal feeling activities and like happenings and shit, just like a little bit. I just want to get me like a blessed rosary, right? Like handmade and blessed, just to have that, you know, that connection with something.
Yeah. I
On
think
the
it's
good
smart.
side, right?
Yeah.
There's some kind of connection.
Because there's definitely evil out there.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though.
And you can feel it,
you can,
and you're like, damn, I don't have the proper, like, you don't have the proper tools or weapons to defend yourself from that.
Exactly. Damn, yeah, exactly that.
I feel like that's like a step in the right direction for some kind of just like proper defense on the spiritual front, because that evil be out there.
Fight the dark with the light, right?
Exactly. Zoe, you alright back there?
Yeah.
You've been lost for like the last 30 minutes, bro. You okay? Chilling?
What was in it?
A lot.
a lot.
He's like, I wasn't ready to be this high on fucking Monday.
Dude, that was a couple hits. We didn't
No, we didn't
nearly
really
fit
touch
it. Yeah. Whoa. But I'm riding the wave.
Hell yeah, that's a nice little wave. Chilling.
Straight chilling.
Man. Damn, Jimmy Buffett died.
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Jimmy Buffett died, man, recently. Like on Friday, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty sad. He was a country music artist.
Oh.
You know, like Margaritaville.
He was that guy.
Margaritaville.
With the margarita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sad. I don't know.
76?
Yeah, something like that.
I said it so confidently.
Something like
but
that.
I think it was.
Was it? I didn't know what age it was.
I just remember that in like a little like snapshot in my head. That would mean I would kind of have a little bit of photographic memory, because.
Nice. Yeah, 76.
Okay, bet. Whoa, that's crazy.
Son.
Damn, I saw it like one time on the headline. Damn, I never knew I had photographic memory. I guess I'm just like
tapping into that. It is an easier way to remember stuff too. If you can remember like pictures of stuff.
I honestly didn't think I was photographic memory. That's why I asked that. Honestly, that's the real reason, because I never thought I could do that. Yeah, I could never do that. That's wild to think about. But yeah, I just.
Damn.
You do that, Reed?
Photographic memory? No, but I do have a fact. You can't. If you just try to picture a person in your mind, you can't actually see their face. You have to think of a memory of somebody to be able to picture their face properly.
Oh, okay.
Like if you're just thinking about your mom, you can't actually picture her face, just thinking about it, like what she looks like. But you can see a memory and see exactly what she looks like.
Kind of speaks as life is one big memory, right? You're just moving forward through all your memories, right? Yeah. That's why it's so important just to be present and not worried about your past. Not necessarily, sure, you can kind of worry about the future, but not really worry. I wouldn't really use those words, but like you would set yourself up for the future by living presently, right?
Yeah.
So the best thing for your future is actually living presently. So that's what you would. That's right. If the future is your focus, then you're living presently. So it's kind of like a paradox.
Way too many people live in the past.
Way too many people live in the past, yeah. And the misguided ones live for the future. It's wild. Both traumatized. We're all traumatized. We're just...
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, let's line it back up.
I want to. Do you want to go back to this one, or do you want to?
Yeah, we can have this.
Okay.
Much less severe.
Yeah.
Did I show you Erica's house?
No.
No. Shouts out to her.
Today. Supposed to be the final walkthrough.
Damn, so they're about to move in, huh?
Yep.
That's an exciting feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Until you realize that it's a lot of fucking work.
They're both smart with the money, though, so.
Yeah, but just like maintaining a house is kind of a fucking pain in
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of easier when you have a brand new fucking house, though.
the ass. Dude, you haven't seen the home inspector guy on TikTok.
No,
They
wait,
be, they
is
be
he?
just doing dog shit work on new houses these days. It's bad.
Jesus.
Like there was like a $500,000 home. It was a new build, and the guy could like fit his fist in between some shit. Where there should be no gap.
Yeah. Damn. That's nuts.
That is crazy. Shit. I forgot what to talk about. We're just straight chilling. I'm just vibing right now, honestly.
Dude, I'm vibing out too.
I forgot we are on a
Did you hear
podcast.
about that new PlayStation PSP? Only be $200.
Yeah,
Is it?
I heard a little bit
Sick
about
of
it.
idiot.
You gonna get it? What?
Yeah, I've always liked the PSP.
Let me look it up.
I think
'cause-
we're kind of moving towards more handheld gaming systems. I'm thinking like the Nintendo Switch, and then now with the PSP coming back, I think it's kind of taking over. Because who's really paying? Because also, what's holding people back with doing inflation and everything, and also like game systems are fucking hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like what PS5 is what $700.
Something like that.
But like I'm just thinking like it used to not be like that. It used to be not that expensive to
No,
buy
I bought a
It was
PlayStation 2
300 max.
I bought a
200.
PlayStation 2 for like like $120. I feel like brand new. That's what a PS2 used to go for.
Yeah, so with today's inflation rate, that should be at no more than 300. Or
500, yeah.
300 should be like. Yeah. Okay. I got you cut up.
Boy, what the fuck? That makes us have to smoke a lot more over here, dude.
We don't have to finish it though. If you don't, I mean,
Y'all good? Well, I'm not here.
we don't have to really finish it. I'm cool. I'm chilling.
I don't see the new PSP. I don't.
Huh?
nuh-uh.
No, I mean, yeah. I really
Oh,
don't. I haven't like
Sony
really
and now- There it
gamed.
is. Never mind. Tripping.
But can I ask you a question? Like within the gaming community, is it more popular to be like, do you, what would you say? Like you're kind of like more into the gaming community. So like, do you think in the future people will be still on the PS5 and Xbox type game systems, or is it gonna be more handheld? Also thinking like the tablets and iPads
Uh,
and how that's gonna kind of shape that.
everything is gonna be.
They all have their like taboo community to them. Like there's like a community of like people that really enjoy having like a console, like an Xbox or a PlayStation,
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
versus like they sell towards a different demographic. So
Yeah,
what the
that's more kids though,
what
right?
what the portable PlayStation, here it is.
That's more
right here. Let me just pull it
kids.
up here real quick. There it is.
And how are they gonna but get this, Reed. How are so the kids are gonna buy this, right? That's gonna be the market. How is Sony and PSP or whatever it may be? How is Sony going to capture those same kids as they enter adulthood? As they do that, they're gonna use this type
Yeah.
device to kind of be one of the
That's
main
gonna
players in the
integrate for them, right?
multi-universe.
So it's gonna try to phase out a different area kind of deal, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I really think.
Yeah, that's
honestly,
what kind of, yeah.
it's just seeing it in the future. Honestly,
Because a
that's
lot of
just my
kids
future
prefer
take.
to have like the tablet and it's all integrated and it's all just one thing and it's right here, then take it everywhere type shit.
Yeah, and who knows? It might not be Sony. It might be another
Well,
thing. But I
that's-
think this
mean,
might
that's
be the start
Nintendo
too.
has pretty much all like switched to like the younger demographic
Yeah.
for their customer base,
Mm-hmm.
and they have handheld devices like the Nintendo Switch. Shit, I have a Switch. Shit's fun as fuck. No, I can just bring it in here and like just play on it, but it's like kids games and shit. But
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna, but this type of device, I could really see, they're gonna want to capture that same market, right? You kind of have to evolve with the
well, they're
time
gonna
if they're really
capture that,
looking
but they're
forward
also
to it.
gonna capture the
Has-
demographic of a little bit older audience because it's not geared towards.
As kids, for kids or young teens or
It's
teens.
actually probably not going to be as geared toward kids as you think.
No, I'm thinking teens
I'm thinking
and even adults, because
teens
with
and
the
adults, yeah, because it's more
you have to
like
sell to adults. But I'm just
if
saying, like,
you're
who's gonna
if
buy them?
you're I mean, like me, like I would like the Switch, right? Because it's mobile, it's portable, but like I don't like what it like offers. Like it doesn't offer enough for me personally.
Yeah,
For my wife, right? It's fine because it's like that's the kind of game she likes to play. So
yeah.
it's like her demographic. So she plays on the Switch.
Okay,
Me, that's why I play on the
I could see
PC
that.
because I like a certain type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything's gonna go virtual.
Huh?
Everything's gonna eventually go virtual, bro.
It's gotta come a lot. It's gotta be a lot better before we get
Yeah,
there.
Really?
I think so.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
ever
So who's
seen
gonna
Ready
win the
Player One?
race? Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Have you ever seen Ready Player One? It's a movie.
Yeah.
That I feel like you'd have to get to that level, like where they have a suit and it's like this huge thing that's all integrated together. They still have games, bro, that are not. You can't play from. You can't play with people that are playing on an Xbox on the PC. I'm like, I don't understand that. Like some games have it and some games don't.
Yeah.
And so you should have that just. That all needs to just be one big
One big
realm.
world.
Yeah.
And then if that like ran into like social media, it would be even bigger.
Mm.
Because then you could just kind of browse through everything and go through all the stuff, and it's all connected.
Yeah.
And then if you make that like a virtual thing, that you're there.
I'm just thinking like
People are
virtual advertisement and like how is advertising going to
Oh, it's already.
it's already in there,
already
right?
gonna be
It's
all up in
exactly
there.
it's all up in there. So the next thing is advertisers are going to kind of corrupt the virtual reality space, I believe.
Yeah. So there's I don't remember who it is,
So that
but they have like it. I feel like it was for a TV or something, and I want to say it was Google, but it might not have been Google. But they would have an ad on there, and you have to like stand up and say something about it, so that it changes back to what you were watching.
Oh, really? You have to move?
Yeah, you had to like do something.
Like do some motion to like, hey, are you still here? Are you still watching?
Well,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
like that, but it's like an advertisement. And it's like if you were sitting there and it knows you're there, and you want to keep watching, you have to say you have to say the
Wow.
name of the product or something.
Wow, to prove you actually watched the advertising,
say
you
the
got it
name of the
stuck in
product,
your
just-
head,
yeah.
you little self-slave, you little slave, right?
That's
You're a
crazy.
self-slave just for the, you know, community or
That's crazy. Like not even a skip button.
Corporation,
Like you
sorry.
have to acknowledge what it is.
that's
that's
wild.
wild.
Jinx.
Jinx on you.
Damn, no tags backs.
Motherfuckers are wild.
Oh shit.
Huh.
You got a bonsai tree?
BRB. Ooh, those eye drops are gonna come in handy. Hell yeah. What you been up to, homie? Just chilling, everything. Doing good. Man. I think that's where we're headed, Lorenzo. Do you think so I guess my question to you is, do you think we're just doomed for one fate, one another, like whatever that fate may be? Do you think we're kind of just like going to do that no matter what, or is like, are you optimistic or pessimistic about human like future? That's the easy way to put it.
What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. Like, do you think humans are gonna like do good in the future, or do you think we're kind of like gonna destroy ourselves in the future?
The way things are going right now, bro, I feel like it's destroying. I feel like we're just gonna destroy each other, bro.
Yeah, bad.
It's crazy to me how. Yeah, it's just like a simple thought. You could just be like, we just need to be kind to each other, but people just have different mindsets, bro. Like
Yeah,
to
polar
me,
like.
like it's crazy. Those mindsets run through my mind when you hear about like these shootings, bro. Like killing innocent people that had nothing to do with your whatever you're going through type shit. You know, it's just like at what point in your life do you have to do that, bro? Like,
Yeah.
get so far in your thoughts, like, fuck it, I'm gonna just kill people.
Mm-hmm. It like speaks to like the worst in society, like the worst like far gone you could get, right? Like
Yeah.
this the most evil type shit you could do.
Yeah, I was
I think,
watching some shit with Joe
yeah.
Rogan too, bro, on his one of his podcasts, and there was this dude who went to go visit this tribe in Africa, and he was asking them if they would ever want to come to the U.S. to the United States of America, and they're like, "Well, where's U.S.?" And he showed them on the map, and they're like, "Oh, that's where." That they were saying like that's where the humans, it, the the everywhere is covered in concrete and people jump from buildings. That's what they know is that,
Mm.
bro.
Mm.
Like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you would, right? That's kind of like how we. Yeah, right. Damn. It's really, yeah. It's crazy to think about, honestly.
Yeah.
Is wow.
Have you
I
seen
could see, yeah.
that Oppenheimer movie?
No, I haven't, man. No, honestly, I haven't been to a movie theater in quite some time. Like I
Yeah.
have, but I guess it's just me, honestly. But I used to go to the movies more often. Like as a kid, I remember always going to a movie,
Yeah.
and a big thing in my childhood was going to the movies and watching comedy movies, or
Oh,
like
bro.
just other movie. Yeah, but mostly comedies, like
Yeah.
all the classic ones like Super Bad and
Yeah.
Accepted back in the day, I guess. Hangover, of course, but
Yeah.
damn, man.
It's
I
something.
used
Yeah.
to Tropic Thunder.
Hell yeah.
I was
Tropic
saying,
Thunder, bro. Like,
I was saying
that.
the other day, you can't make a movie like
That's what I
Tropic
was saying.
Thunder
Like that
nowadays.
movie cannot be remade, bro.
It's
Like
a classic
that's
piece of
it.
art.
Yeah.
It's a classic piece of art when you have that type of movie like just out there in society. Like it's still out there. You can't fucking take it down, motherfucker. They're gonna try to take it down, but nah, Tropic Thunder is goaded in.
It's locked in, bro.
It's locked in.
It's
It's
locked
not
in.
part of cancer culture.
Yeah.
They got the pass. Robert Downey Jr.
Right,
played a
bro.
black dude, and he just got the
Right.
pass. That he's the big boss. That dude he's got the big dick energy in Hollywood. Holy fuck,
Yeah,
fuck with me. That's wild.
bro. There would never be a
Damn.
movie like that.
Nah, man. Respect to Tropic Thunder, man. Respect to. I really did like Tom Cruise part where he was like fucking like doing the ranting and shit,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I just couldn't. I was like, that was like one of the best fucking rants and
Why'd
just
you do that?
pure emotion.
Sean, you want a dum dum?
No, I'm okay, man.
Don't call him dum dum.
I'm okay, man.
Hey,
Aren't we all
What? Okay.
dum dums?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big dum dum.
What flavor are you in dum dum?
I'm a mystery.
You're a mystery.
Straight.
Keep it a mystery.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Mystery Man.
There's too many options. See now. I don't like
Question mark.
There's too many options.
Do I want to taste my watermelon?
Yeah, is that what you do when you put your lip liner on?
Oh,
Lip
I
liner. I don't want this
Damn. That watermelon does slap. What do you get?
Watermelon.
Watermelon. I fucks with it.
Bro, we're talking about Tropic
I don't know.
Thunder, bro.
Hell yeah.
Will never be remade. Like that bitch is locked in, bro.
Mm-hmm. It's not part of cancel culture.
Yeah, it couldn't be
Hell yeah.
redone again.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. One of the best. I was saying like watching classic, sorry, not classic, but comedy movies at the movie theater used to be a big thing. I said like I don't really go to the movie theater anymore. It's like, in the past growing up, it was always going to the movie theater like
Dude,
every
it
week to
was.
watch the new flick. At least 2 to 3 times a month. So, but
Yeah, I used to be excited for the new movies to come out in the theater.
mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. And it was like big part of the culture. But I don't go to the movie theaters anymore. Maybe with Barbie and Oppenheimer, I think that was one of the biggest or the biggest opening weekend, and the movie theater
In a
industry.
while.
Yeah, in a hot minute, like before the pandemic and shit.
It used to be Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah, that's why it's gotten going up to 10,
Not
right? They say we
anymore.
don't watch sequels anymore, and sequels kind of suck, or they do, right? For the
Yeah.
most part, I think Hangover did it the best, and even then, it kind of speaks to it was kind of going down each
Yeah.
way, you
Mhm.
know. But anyway, it's like now they got Fast and Furious like, going up to 10 movies now. It's like because it just this a money machine, you know, money machine. So just keep pumping out, keep pumping them out. So kind of just like they are a corporation at the end of the day, and their end goal is
Yeah,
to
but
get the
who's
most
really
profit.
like the only movies that really do stuff like that are like Star Wars,
That too, and
right?
Star
But
Trek.
like,
That's a story though.
yeah, but yeah, and like
They
the
drag it
Fast and the
out.
Furious, like, how many like hardcore fans are out there like having like a
There's quite
big
a
ass
few.
event for the Fast and the Furious events and all this shit? Like, what? Like, it's not there anymore. I mean, the fucking movie's not even about racing, dog. They're in like outer space now. Like,
Yeah, it kind of went like fucking
they were on like a
science
satellite or
fiction.
something.
B-50Z out in outer space, bro.
After the Paul Walker one, right? After the Paul Walker got the
Honestly,
big hype,
after
and
the second one,
Nah.
or really after Tokyo
Yeah,
Drift.
they took your drift.
After Tokyo
oh, then there
Drift,
was a lull, but then it got like revamped.
yeah, but
So
then it became
I do agree with that. But
when
then
they
there's a
added The Rock to it, it became action movies.
yeah, that's when that was the turning point. I was trying to think of when the turning point was, but that's exactly it. When The Rock showed
Yeah,
up, then it was like more like a science fiction in a way, right? It was like
basically, yeah.
science fiction action where they were fucking going through some wild
I
type
can
shit, going through space and shit.
I can only think of one instance was like I seen I never even watched the movie because I just didn't give a fuck. But I seen the clip of it, and it's a Dodge Charger, and it fucking gets hooked on like a rope on the wheel, and it swings around. And you're like,
That's
what the
exactly-
fuck?
Like, that would
Dude.
rip off so fast, bro.
Dude, honestly though, man, one of the moments I believe or I think about when I think about like when I got really high, it was when I was watching or I was watching one of the Rock Fast movies, right? And I was like watching it, and like when I was like starting to smoke, right? I was like, to me, I could just see the acting so vividly, like brutally so, where I could just see bad acting. And then like I was watching that one Fast movie with The Rock, and it was just like such bad acting. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it got me like that, and I think that's where the paranormal, or paranoid, sorry,
I just,
paranoid thoughts could come in because you think like, yo, I could see the bad acting. This is like fucking ruin my schema of like how I view reality and how I view, because I could have liked this in the past and I could have been a big fan of The Rock, but now I fucking can't stand him because
It's so cheesy.
it's so cheesy and he's, you know, it's just so bad. The acting's so bad. You could just see how bad it is. It's like, what the fuck are we consuming?
I find the funniest part of those movies that every movie they bring in a secret character like this.
You're like Vin
Oh,
Diesel shows
yeah.
up at the end, and they like ride off into the sunset in a car in like a 1970 Dodge Challenger. I don't know how many times like they ended the movie like that.
No, not just that, but I'm saying like there's always a mysterious character like Van.
For the next, yeah.
Like no, like where I'm talking about, like where like, oh I had a younger sister that I never told nobody about, and now she's on the new movie. Look,
You're like, what the
like how
fuck?
big is y'all's family, bro?
Dude, the best line that I could think of from the Fast and Furious, it wasn't even supposed to be a line,
What?
is when Ludacris spit his water out when the Rock's walking up to that party,
Oh,
and
don't worry, forehead.
yeah, talking about
yeah.
his forehead because that wasn't in the script.
Oh.
Dude, I fucking fucked with the Ludacris Fast and Furious. I
Yeah.
did like was that Too Fast Too Furious? I did like Fast and Furious 1 and then Too Fast Too Furious. And then I kind of
Yeah.
did fuck with Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift, I fuck with
But then
too.
everything else was fuck.
Yeah.
I couldn't be
Bro,
fucking with it.
his character got so cheesy, bro. Like in the
Oh,
original movie
yeah,
he was
gets
in,
played
he,
out.
like, he hacked a bridge.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like now he's like a professional hacker that can hack the world type shit. Like
of course, right? Because, yeah,
Yeah.
now he's internationally known.
right.
Now he's world famous. Fuck out of here, man. You ain't shit. We can all see through the bullshit. Don't
Yeah,
play us
by-
as stupid.
By the last one I seen, they were like chasing a train, and fucking cracking into like a world class safe and shit
Right.
that they drug out. I was like,
Wild.
these were street racers. Like, what?
Like, I can maybe understand hacking lights so the altering greens you can race, you know, but
Yeah. Hack the traffic system, but
hacking that eye. It keeps an eye on everybody. Like,
yeah, they like hack into the NSA.
World class hackers.
fuck, bro.
Street
if I was
dra-
any kind of
street
hacking like that, I would find a way
hackers.
to get all my car parts in fast.
And they have like the most basic ass cars. Like they just have like a Hellcat. That's it.
Damn,
No
right?
custom anything.
Damn. If you controlled all that, why not, do your own
Dude,
shit?
the car
Go-
the car world is suffering from the price of everything. It's not like a
Yeah, there's no
community
market,
anymore.
right? There's no brand new vehicle market out there, right? Everything's
no, but like
Kinda
the
stale.
custom market, like
that too, eh?
not so many people customize their cars and shit as they used to.
I have seen some
Make
nice
'em
wraps
like-
though.
Huh?
Driving around, I've been seeing some nice wraps with some nice perilous. I do fucks with it. The perilescent colors and, you know, I fucks with it honestly.
fucks with it, too.
I like it. And some cool wraps that has some like nice red or honestly, like, I forget what color it was, but like aqua or it was some aqua type shit. But it was dope. They were pulling it off, so. I do like the creativity, but that's few and far between, right?
That's
No
not
one's
as
really.
much.
Yeah, exactly. Although I do see it though. It's more like lifted trucks that I see.
There's quite a bit lifted trucks. Like the car scene here
LST.
kind of died out.
Yeah. Oh, has it? Is
I
it going
think
more like
so.
Hellcats? I have seen
like
it's
just
more
production.
Challengers.
Yeah, it's just production vehicles now. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
doing all the work to it and shit. Like the dealership kind of does it, and then they're like, "It's 200 grand, and if you touch it, you can't have anything repaired."
Right.
Yeah, man.
And so it's just like a flex on money anymore. Like,
You can't fucking use it anymore because it's just so like commercialized. You're like the most basic ass bitch. So am I suppose, right? Like
Dude,
just
what-
driving some mass produced type shit.
like
Fuck
what's
outta
insane is like, I'm at a point where I've like done better off than I ever have in my life, and I still can only afford a vehicle that I could afford when I was in like high school. Currently,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy how much vehicles are like
Yeah.
inflated on right now.
Yeah. They are fucking hella expensive.
It's coming down, but it's like
Are you in a market for a car? Like, so we're excluding trucks because trucks are.
trucks are
Mm,
outrageous,
yeah, so you-
dog. A new.
So we're talking about cars, right?
No, I was talking about trucks.
Okay, yeah, trucks are out of this world. Why are trucks so much more expensive than cars? My
Dude,
my
like
SUV is way cheaper than
120,000.
any truck.
Like if you want like the nice package on like a Ford, like a F-250, it's like 120 grand now.
Holy fuck. Fuck me. If you at that price, give me a Mercedes and just let me roll out in something nice and just
Exactly.
fucking go with it. God damn. Charging me like a motherfucker, dog. Fuck out of me. Yeah. I mean, fucked up.
That's kind of wild.
It
That's
is.
where
It's
that's
just
at.
robbery at the end of the day. They see a market and they exploit it, so it's kind of lame as fuck. But if you want to play the game, you gotta play the rules of the game. You know what I'm saying? Pay to play, homie.
That's
Sup,
crazy.
You alright back there? Oh
Bro,
man.
I always wanted a G-Wagon.
Ooh, me too. Straight nice with it with the Starlit. I do like the
Oh,
Starlit
dude.
G wagon. I think it's just a big stunt. You know, I was changing my tire, right, and it was at discount.
Yeah.
Motherfucker rolls up in a G. You know, I'm like, whatever. Like I'm driving whatever, but like, and then like and then like that G wagon. Oh, wait! I was like, damn, like big stunt on him. I fucks with it. I fucks with it.
Damn.
I like it honestly. I was like, damn, that G wagon does look nice.
It's crazy how you can go look at like the very first gen compared to like the 5th gen.
Mhm.
There's only like a little bit difference, bro. Just headlights and taillights and bumpers. Like that's it.
Pretty
on
much
those
the
cars.
same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But they have that touch of like elegance to them, that touch of like that old class.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can feel it.
yeah. Mercedes has that. It's that Mercedes standard. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with it.
Yeah, that's like that dressed to a T in a suit every day kind of vibe there. The way their
Yeah.
cars feel.
Executive. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Hell yeah.
Man. I'm cooked, guys.
Hell yeah, man. Do you want to end it here or?
I'm cool with it.
Hell yeah.
You good with it? Yeah, let's do it, man.
Hell
Wrap it up.
yeah. Episode
Episode-
68.
Yes, sir.
Episode 68 in the books. Signing out. Special guests all the way around. Appreciate y'all.
Already.
We going through.
So motherfucking tired.
We gonna make
Last
it
night
through.
was a long night, bro.
Hell yeah, but we're here now. Good times.
I'm gonna ride this wave.
Hell yeah.